This that you see here is the exact advertorial that has brought our client account from 2.8 ROAS to 6.5 ROAS. We have an exact strategy that we use when building long-form educational advertorials or listicles that allows our client ad accounts to scale from the average ROAS that every single other DTC brand gets to incredible heights as the 6.5 ROAS we got for this client that allows them to scale much easier and to support much higher customer acquisitions cost that are rising day by day on ad platforms. And so this is the exact structure we use to create these advertorials and in general these long form educational pages. So today we're going to go exactly through this page from start to finish, from above the fold to the exact end of the page, and I'm going to show you how we build these and how you can do the same for your DTC brand. So first of all, let's start from the niche. Here we are talking about a supplements brand that's selling a vegetable, fruit and superfood supplement for seniors. The target audience that we're talking to in this advertorial specifically is seniors. And the problem that this brand had is that they only sold their supplement to a certain specific audience in the market. So what happened was that they were restricting the audience they were selling to this little small audience, which is seniors that were looking for veggies and fruits in a simple and easy way to take, and that were not eating enough vegetables and fruits in their day-to-day lives. And so we looked at their entire brand by looking at reviews and by conducting research throughout their entire brand history and in their competition, and how they sold their product before and the creatives they used. And we found out that there was a much larger audience pie they were leaving out of their marketing, that were trying to search for this product but they were not finding it because they were not getting it marketed towards them. So today we're going to look at this page and see how we opened up the targeting to be able to sell to a much bigger audience and an audience that converted much better and at a higher price point. So let's start from above the fold here. So the objective of an advertorial page and the goal of long form sales pages in general is to sell a story or to sell a pain or to sell a problem. We are not selling the product here, although we have call to actions in specific points throughout the page. We are selling a story, we are selling a pain, and then we are selling the solution to that pain or problem. And we are doing that throughout the page with a story from a customer. We are not selling the product here. Keep in mind that there are very different types of pages. This page in particular and advertorials and listicle are selling a story with copy, with effective copy that is going to first explain the problem and get out the problem from the visitor or the customer that is reading it. So we are trying to be relatable to the type of audience or the type of customer persona that will want to buy this product. And we are not selling the product to them, but we are first being relatable to them through a story, through a pain, to a problem that they might have, and then only after we are being relatable and only after we have explained that story, we are going to sell the solution. And then the solution is not exactly the product itself, but how the product is structured and how the product acts to solve the pain of the problem. We are not trying at all to sell the product here. We are selling a solution, and then the product comes around when we have completely removed any doubt or any question that the customer might have by explaining the story or the pain. So let's start here. First of all, we'll start from the top. So we have one single call to action here at the top. I think it's very, very valuable, even if you're going to run these long form educational pages, to have a little call to action somewhere in the above the fold. Some people are going to click it every time. So having a call to action there may be smaller than this one, but always having a call to action maybe there on top is a good idea for people that are going to click anyways. Then let's go first by looking at the headline here. So as you can see, we are mentioning the name of the product, which is Pernature, but we are not mentioning that we are selling this product. We are only mentioning the solution that the solution to the problem that this product brought to this person. So how Pernature gave me back my vibrant, pain-free, and active life. How did we find exactly the vibrant, pain-free, and active life keywords to be able to use them and leverage them in a headline. We conducted, obviously, as I mentioned before, a research process before this that is part of our split testing system. So obviously we conduct research before to find every piece of information we need and to build a knowledge base that we're going to use to build pages like this and to also structure split test throughout every month for our clients. We go through this research process exactly to find what are the keywords and what are the exact messaging and words that clients and customers use to sell their product or to explain how the product helped them. And in this case, we found out that this product was getting used for pain, joint pain, aches, low energy, very bad sleep. And so we mentioned the most important ones and the most effective ones right now, which are vibrant, pain-free, and active life, which were the biggest problem we found out in our research process. Then obviously this is an advertorial, so it's written by someone, in this case, a customer that left a review for the product, which is obviously, as you can see here, the video, very, very effective having these types of videos here that show how the product solved the problem and showing the actual physical product in them. It's very, very useful. As you can see here, the product is getting shown in the video, very, very powerful. Then we have another piece of social proof again, this time in the form of text. So transform my afternoons, prenatal transform my afternoons, no more naps needed, I'm full of energy, which as you can see relates with the headline in this case, the vibrant, pain-free and active life headline. And then let's also read the subheadline because this adds a little bit more context to what you can write in the headline. Try to keep your headline 2 to 3 lines, and if you need to add more context or more words, use the subheadline, it's there for that. I used to wake up excited to start a day, but it's been years of ages, fatigue and feeling off because of poor eating, but I found the solution. So as you can see, we're drilling in more on that point of low energy, active life, the transition between low energy and active life, and we're just talking more about that to drive in more the relatableness for someone that is reading this page. But let's go forward. So here we have some pages, for example, that can immediately resolve any objection a visitor might have by reading this page. So it's non-GMO, it's vegan friendly, it's formulated in the USA, and it's gluten free. So we remove immediately those objections and those problems that are very present in products like these, because these are the biggest reasons why someone might not be able to buy or use our product. So we are removing these objections immediately. Then we have another little call to actions, and as you can see, every call to action throughout this page, and I'm going to show them more while we're going through, has a context inside the page. We're not just trying to sell the customer, as I mentioned before. We are trying to give them a solution, and the sale is just is the gateway to that solution. So here the call to action, obviously, as you can see, is put in a context of this 90-day money back guarantee, and so we are always going through that lens of we are trying to offer you a solution, and if it doesn't work, we have a guarantee on that, but the solution comes out later throughout the page. So let's go forward after this call to action here. So here, as you can see, this page is very copy heavy. As I mentioned before, this is a long form educational page. There's a lot of text, and this page is perfect to try and educate a cold audience toward your products. If you're just going to sell to a cold audience, you need to have a very good offer, but if you want to first educate that audience and have a much higher conversion rate, you need to focus on a story first. So obviously the headlines and all of these things are obviously on point and on context with the story we are showcasing on this page here. So as you can see here, first headline, I was in a downward spiral of fatigue and pain. So first point of the story, the problem and the pain that was happening. So let's skim through the text. So I'm just going to show you the main pointers here. I loved walking in the park, playing with my grandkids, and a good round of golf on sunny afternoons, but lately my body hadn't been cooperating. So very common things to do for a senior, very common activities that a senior would do. So walks in the park, playing with grandkids, a good round of golf on a sunny afternoon, very, very average activities that anyone might do. And then we're going back in time, back in the past, with this next piece of text here. Always been a vibrant spirit, but my 72 years of age, and we're giving a random age. We might have gone too high with the age here. We might have kept it maybe in the 60s, would have been maybe better, but 72 here is working very well. My 72 years of age had trapped that spirit in the body of an exhausted old man. Fleeting energy, joint pain, sleepless long nights. As you can see, we are driving more the point home on the headline we've provided above. And then the diet point, very important. The product was already getting sold to people that were not eating enough vegetables and fruits in their diets. So we're driving that point here again. Then, final straw, I missed an important family event because I just didn't have the stamina for it. Between the fatigue and aching joints, I wasn't enjoying my life. So there's a problem, there's a pain, it drags on for some time, and then there's a tipping point, which in this case, missing an important family event because of that pain and problem. So that's when obviously the protagonist of the story decided to turn things around and take control of life again. Purinator was what helped me do that. We're only mentioning the name of the product. We are trying to get some real estate in the mind of the customer by writing the name of the product there, but we're not trying to sell it still. We are only focused on the story right now. So obviously before selling the product here, so we have pain and problem, we have tipping point, we have trying to find a solution, but in every story that is written properly, we have obviously the pain, the tipping point, the searching for a problem, but then we have another fall before actually finding the solution. So before Purinator, a customer or a person or a visitor that might be reading this page might have tried countless solutions to this problem. So we are going to try to be relatable to that by mentioning strange and unhealthy homemade concoctions that someone might have found on forums, on Google searches that have not worked. Horrid green tasting supplements of renowned brands with hefty price tags. So we are removing again two other objections with renowned brands, so other competitors out there, and hefty price tags. So we are mentioning contextually that our product is at least somewhat cheap. Products with questionable ingredients that upset my stomach. Again, another thing diet related here. Then I'm not the type of person to give up easily, but when everything around you is marketed to maximize profit, you start to feel skeptical. Again, relatable. We're trying to be as friendly as possible with the person that might be reading this. And so we are relating to being able to connect with those people instead of just selling them for profits. Until my search led me to Purinator, and then again here, we are going to try and obviously tell a story and paint an image of the product before selling it. And so the end of that like kind of fall of searching for other solutions ends with, I wouldn't be enjoying life like a youngster again at 72 years old if it wasn't for Purinator. Then here, we are not selling Purinator, we are going to paint an image of Purinator. So it's the best-selling superfoods rich blend of essential nutrients that allowed me to go back to a vibrant, active life. Again, referring to that headline, my vibrant, pain-free and active life is very important, because the headline and what the text is in the above the fold here will be the thing that will be read by 100% of the visitors on your page. So you need to refer back again to that headline and to that sub-headline and to the context of the page again and again throughout the copy of the page. So let's go forward here. Without the premium price of groceries and the horrid taste of greens, which might be two more objections that might come up with people reading this text here and referring to old experiences from what we mentioned here in the before Purinator stage. And here we have very simple list of pointers about Purinator that might help the customer understand what we're talking about here. So restful sleep, stop the endless hours of tossing and turning and get your sweet dreams back, referring to pure sleep. Enhance in stamina, enjoy your favorite physical hobbies or sports with newfound endurance. So as we mentioned here, the random walks in the parks, playing with grandkids, a good round of golf. We are going back to that again. Boundless energy, experience sustainable energy for your daily activities without the crashes. We are referring to the piece of social proof here we left about the transformed afternoons. And then again, pain-free movement relating again to enhanced stamina and being able to conduct these activities throughout their day. And then we have another call to action, which, as you can see, is far away from the other call to action. As I mentioned time and time again, we are not focusing on call to actions here. We're focusing on story, we're focusing on copy. So as you can see from the last call to action, we have a very big block of story and block of text here before getting to another call to action. Because this is an activation point where a customer might already have made a decision to buy the product, so we're putting a call to action there for that reason. So what happened after I started taking Pernator? We want to try and sell a transformation at this point. So if the customer is not clicking on this call to action here, we need to drive more the point home again. So here we are selling a transformation. So the change didn't happen overnight, but within days I started noticing a subtle lift in my energy and feeling a bit more rested when waking up. This helps obviously with selling the dream or selling the goal or selling the objective in the future. And so encouraged, I continued taking Pernator, weeks turned into months, and the transformation became undeniable. My energy level had soared, the once familiar joint pain had constantly was gone. My stomach stopped complaining about meals for the first time in years. I was finally able to sleep like a kid again. And so on top of all, I knew I was getting my daily dose of essential greens and fruits. And so here, with the transformation, we are referring back to every single point we mentioned throughout the page about energy, about living life, about the diet, about sleep, and all of those things. We are mentioning them in the transformation because they are very important to the customer audience we're selling here. What is inside Pernator? Again, we're selling first. The product comes last, absolutely last. Here we're selling the benefits of the product, the ingredients of the product, the functioning of the product, the transformation before actually selling the product. And so here obviously we have the list of ingredients, we have greens, we have fruits, and for every one of them there is a little bit of context, because remember, we are on a long form educational page, so we are giving context about every ingredient and every subset of the supplement. Then we have another activation point here, another call to action, and then social proof. Very important to have social proof there. As you can see, there is quite a little bit of distance between the first few pieces of social proof here above the fold and the other two pieces, because as I mentioned times and times again, we need to focus on story, we need to focus on copy here. So here we have even more social proof videos about the product, about people that got results from the product, both in video form and in UGC form, and then both obviously in text form with more context about the product. So no knee pain, I can play 18 holes of golf without the knee pain I used to dread. Pernator is a game changer for me. So referring back again to that activity, to that game they wanted to play. I feel refreshed since taking Pernator. I've been waking up feeling refreshed, like I've discovered a hidden energy reserve. And so as you can see here, we are times and times again pointing to those main focuses that we have on this page specifically for this product, because you can sell the same product with many different angles. It's just the goal is just to find those angles and the angles that convert the most, where the audience can spend the most amount of money and they convert at the highest price point. So after social proof, we have another activation point, another call to action, always in the context of the guarantee, because we're trying to be as helpful as possible for the customer in this case, because this relates back obviously to the story we have mentioned here of the customer or the person trying other solution and failing with other solutions. So we are trying to be as helpful as possible by mentioning the guarantee to them. And so after the this call to action here, we have a hard selling comparison table at this point, because we are nearing the point where we're actually going to sell the product. So now we are trying to transition from that story copy driven page to an actual selling the product here. So a very straightforward comparison table with others: increase energy levels, relieve joint pain, clinically tested, filled with nutrients, affordable, easy to take. Again here, points that we have mentioned with copy all throughout the page. And then we finally come to the point where we're going to sell the product here. So win your energy and day back with our nutrient-packed blend. We are trying to close the sale here. Energy boosting mix of fruit and veggies. Enjoy a healthier, active lifestyle, easy to swallow and affordable. And then here again, we come back with the risk-free purchase backed by a 90-day guarantee. So we mentioned the guarantee again to have the full context for the customer there. Bundle and get free shipping. And here we are going to just sell the actual product. So we have 4-pack, 3-pack, and 1-pack. On the bundles, obviously we have the best value and the most popular one with the free 2-day prime shipping, and then 10% savings on the 3-pack and 20% savings on the 4-pack. And we are obviously going to mention the price per pack to show how cheaper we are than the competitors. And then to close out the page, at the very end, we have a little bit of context about the life of that protagonist after discovering Purinator. My life since discovering Purinator has taken a 180-degree turn, from missing out on important family events, again what we mentioned at the beginning, being always fatigued and aging, to now having my youth energy levels back and being able to chase my granddaughter around in the garden. All the family is surprised at my transformation. This is a very good point, because as you can imagine, maybe a senior that is experiencing all of those problems in its life will relate very hard to this, especially the point of surprising the family, because at this point the family is supposed to help that senior, aid them in everything they do. And once they see the transformation that they do by using Purinator, they are very, very happy to see that, and I can relish life again instead of being sidelined. So as you can see, we have focused very, very hard on story here. We have focused on writing the most effective possible copy for the audience that we're trying to sell here. And then to close out the page, we have another call to action. But as you can see, this is the structure that allowed our clients' ad account to go from the ROAS they were averaging 2.5 to 2.8 to 6.5 ROAS with this page here in particular. If you run a DTC e-commerce brand and you need a high converting funnel for it to be able to fight the rising customer acquisition costs of ad platforms, then you are in the right place. We built these funnels and the split testing systems for countless DTC brands, and we've allowed them to add multiple 6 figures in monthly recurring revenue with our work, with our funnels, and with our split testing systems for them. So if you're in need of something like that, click the first link in the descriptions, book a call, and talk soon.